Welcome aboard and welcome to not so sunny York, where we are currently building this 18.5 by 9 metre log cabin, which, if you remember from last week's episode, if you have watched it, with a little help from our customer Matthew and his telehandler, we managed to get the two great big long 10 metre roof purlins in and the majority of the roof rafters. Today's job is to get the smaller purling in above the porch and the porch roof rafters in. But we have a problem. There's apparently two drawings to the layout of the roof rafters. We may have been following the wrong drawing. Yep, I kid you not. Yep, indeed, a quick count-up would confirm there is one too many roof rafters either side of the porch, which means getting the pry bars out and the hammers and getting them off. Jordan started on the left side of the porch, whilst I started on the right-hand side of the porch. They also needed unscrewing from the purling right to the top of the apex. Once they were completely free from the building, we very carefully lowered them to the ground, along with ourselves. Then, carefully put them where they should have been. Then out comes an old friend of mine. Now with them rafters in their rightful position, according to the drawing, we cracked on and got the smaller purling on top of the porch. That actually went in really well first time. Didn't expect it to, but it did. Now we've got to get the roof rafters on the porch. Finally. A Monday sweetie treat, fruit pastels. The farm dog Meg clearly still has issues with digger buckets.
What dumb dog.
Meanwhile, back over on the cabin, something clearly wasn't going right. There's a lot of head scratching going on at the minute, because this whole rafter situation going around the corner for the porch, not really working out. Jordan's currently on FaceTime to Estonia, or wherever it is. Is it Estonia? Lithuania, I think it's Estonia, to the mill, because it's just not working out. So there's certain rafters cut at angles and stuff to go round the corner, and they're just not making sense. They're not sitting level, they're not sitting flush with the rafters on the front here, which will then obviously form, so when you put your soffits and your fascias, it's just not working. You know, obviously you can't, it's something like this, you can't just wing it. You need to get it right, you know. If you buy something from IKEA or something and it's missing a couple of bolts or a couple of dowels or something, you can wing it. This, you can't really wing it, you need to get it right. So, bit of toing and throwing, bit of downtime, more tea, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Well, Jordan will. I'll just put the kettle on, you know, because I'm good at that. And I'm good at, like, where's the dog gone? It soon became a little clearer, though, what the problem may be, and it wasn't us. Or Maggie, who's a horse. Right, we have a bit of a big problem. Well, bigger than the one that I told you about a minute ago. It is a big problem, but it's timber, so you can always work your way around it, but you shouldn't have to. So basically, what the problem is, obviously, like I said, we've got these rafters that come along here, and then the rafters come along the porch, and then that's forming your roof with your protruding porch, not a problem. But for it all to work, the whole of the building has to finish on one level, and it isn't, because the porch is finishing half a log higher than the rest of the full length of the building, which basically means, to explain it, if you go back to the first video, so go back now. There's a lot of internal logs that have got to interlock, so you've got half logs, full logs like these, half logs like them there. Now, as you saw me just say, you start with a half log and a full log. So you've got half logs that lock in with the full logs, and they go up, so it's half log, full log, and then it'll be full, 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 until you get to the very top run, and then the half log that you started with becomes a half log again at the top, making it a full log all the way, so it's all one run level at the top. This hasn't done that. The porch has finished the half a log high, and it isn't sitting one level, meaning that the whole of the system to come around the corner is not working out very well. To Jordan, it is a massive headache to deal with. To me, sounds like a Tuesday problem. Beautiful scenery. Lovely, isn't it? Tuesday club. It's going to be like this all day long, I think. Right, for the first time since we started this job, Jordan and I are staying at a different accommodation. We were going to have the same accommodation for the whole 3 months, apart from this 1 week, which was already pre-booked by someone. So we've got 3 nights in a place called Pickering, which gives me the Whitby vibes. I like Whitby. If you like Whitby and you don't know Pickering, then you'll like Pickering. It's very similar, with a lot of like oldie shops and big walking hills. Right, okay. The problem with the rafters is still here on Tuesday morning, because yesterday, end of play, Estonia, where the mill is 2 hours ahead of UK time, so they went home. So first thing to do is get back onto them this morning to resolve the issue with the rafters not being in the right position. Jordan has some ideas, but he can't start cutting timber apart, because whatever we do, whatever he decides to do, it's still got to be within tolerance of, like, you know, the safety of the structure and the strength of the building. So we can't do that. So what I'm going to do is obviously, well, what I always do. I'm going to make a cup of tea. There wasn't too long to wait though before Jordan finally had a WhatsApp response from the mill in Estonia.
Good morning, Jordan. You have to lay the valley rafters. Between the 2 valley rafters will be 88 degrees. After that, you join the pre-cut rafters of the main roof to the valley rafters.
Somewhere about now, I was well and truly lost. Jordan may as well have been speaking Chinese.
从这里看起来，低端和高端需要鸟的嘴重做，所以首先主屋顶。
Makes no sense.
Exactly what he said. With some sort of sense made from the WhatsApp message, up went the valley rafters. We got them into position, sort of. Moving the pieces around like a great big jigsaw puzzle. But something was still clearly not right. It's not good, it's not working at all. Either here, what we're trying to do, or liaising back over to Estonia to the mill. It's just the rafters, even the numbers of the rafters is just not adding up. The angles are just not making sense whatsoever. It's kind of getting to us now, it really is. I mean, it's a beautiful day, but you know, this isn't beautiful. This is hard work, and it's great in a bit. There is still always a Meg and a digger bucket.
Where'd that digger bucket? Where'd that bucket? Where'd that digger bucket? Where'd that digger bucket? Never do that digger bucket.
By now, Matthew, our customer, was aware of the issues we were having. There were concerned faces all around. This is really starting to grate on me and Jordan. It's just so frustrating. We think the mill's on lunch because they've gone really quiet, but Jordan's been on FaceTime, sending videos, they've been sending voice messages back, and it's really frustrating to try and see what each other means through videos and messages without you both being here at the same time. So it is a lot of downtime and a lot of waiting, but I can't really do anything. All I can do, really, but I can't do, is on the back of the building, the tails of the rafters, they need the rafter ties onto the side of the building. Now, like I said right at the top of the video, the rafters might be in the wrong place, and the last thing I want to do is nail gun them down with the rafter ties if we've got to then pry them all back out again. So I don't know, might do a bit of sunbathing or something, but yeah, it is, you know, it's not fun, it really isn't. Today's boredom sweets, Co-op's very own mini gems. They're quite hard, so I'm kind of eating half now and storing half in my cavity for later. Right, so my decision of not actually gunning on the nails on the rafter ties, on the tails of the rafters around the other side, turns out to be a very good idea, because yet another diagram of the rafter system has somehow surfaced. And this one has the spacings completely different to what we've done, meaning that we're going to have to manually, with the pry bars, take off all the rafter tiles along this side and the other side of the porch, and they've all got to be moved. So luckily I didn't do that round the back, which saved us obviously a little bit of time, but we still lost nearly a whole day. We're not happy bunnies, no. In fact, we're that unhappy, I'm going to make a cup of tea. Again, because I can, because I'm upset. Yeah, and I'm going to have some midget gems.
So, down came the rafters again. I think I could solve the problem with my sledgehammer. I mean, how difficult can it actually be? Although I'm probably not going to do it because it's not my cabin and the customer probably watches the video. So I'll just put it away in the van. Behave, Ben. By getting our heads down and just getting on with it, we had somewhat rectified the rafter situation, ready for the morning.
It's only a small hill. According to the weatherman, it's 4 degrees this morning. Bloody freezing! That changed quick, didn't it? Right, okay, so yesterday Jordan managed to get the rest of the rafters unpried. So what we're going to do now is go back over to the left hand side and move all the rafters over by about 4 inches all the way along, and the same on the back. Then, only then, when we've done that, we will be where we should have been Monday. Okay, 4 hours and 47 minutes later, we are back to where we were originally Monday afternoon. Brilliant. So we can go back to the original problem, which is sorting out this porch situation with the valley rafters, which Jordan has worked out that the actual purling over the porch is sitting the half a log too high, which we kind of established Monday. So back to the original problem, Wednesday afternoon. Great, isn't it?
So we cracked on and got everything undone that we'd already done to get the purling freed up to drop it down.
Today's Choice of Sweet is brought to you by Jack's, part of the Tesco's family. Strawberry pencils. Yep.
With the purling all lowered and hopefully in its final resting place, we can crack on tomorrow to get the rest of the roof rafters tied down.
Okay, so all of the roof rafters are now in position and nailed down along the front of the building, which means now I've got to go along and nail all the back ones down in the right place. So I'm going to go up the ladder with the spacer and I'm going to mark every single one first, so I'm not carrying too much stuff around because it's really annoying. And then me and my mate here are going to go up the ladder and nail them all in. Then we can do the porch.
So off I went, up and down the ladder like a flipping yo-yo. If that wasn't a workout on its own, add the nail gun in, wow.
This gun has got some serious kickback, it really has. Not only that, if you miss the hole on the rafter tie, it'll fire the nail back at you. Look, it's already got me on the finger once already. Sorry.
What a workout it was, but it was short-lived.
Got no nails left, have I? That's probably because we nailed the rafters in the wrong position because the drawing was wrong, and then we had to de-nail all the rafters and then re-nail them back in the right position, which means I'm going to have to go old school and use my hands and a hammer. Good gun though.
Good gun or not, my arm really hurts.
Today's choice of sweet, or choices, because we have choice number 1, going on the similar theme to yesterday, the apple pencils, or total change, Nestle Munchies. Decisions. Let me know in the comments, which one of these would you open first? I know which one I would.
What a choice to have to make. Do you stay with the sweets, or do you cross to the dark side and go with the chocolate? Let me know in the comments what you decided, and whilst you're there, subscribe.
And finally, I've done, almost. I've got 3 more to do internally, but they're still screwed in right at the top of the purlin on the apex. So really need Jordan at the top and me at the bottom. I say Jordan at the top because I tried to do it yesterday and the ladder kind of twisted on me, resulting in me having to jump off the ladder. Luckily, I landed on a triple floor rafter, else could have been a lot more serious, but it wasn't. I landed all right. So yeah, I need him at the top to unscrew it and then me at the bottom so we can move it along in situ, screw them in, job done. Then we can actually move to the funny shaped rafters around the porch. You know, the job that we started Monday. It's now Thursday lunchtime.
Wouldn't expect any more from this. The situation's in line with every story that I heard of the burning bliss, and
Do you know what? I'm just going to crack on and do it myself. It's a lot more hard work, in and out with a ladder. One ladder inside, one ladder outside, running to and from, up, down, up, down. But do you know what? It's Thursday. It's almost home time. I'm pretty sure I can manage.
See, I was getting all excited thinking that I was finished nailing them all on. Turns out, according to the drawing, that one of them up there has a different spacing to the rest of these ones. I think it's something to do with the porch over the front and lining it up. But it's got to be moved over about 40 mil, which means I've got to go up the ladder again, pry it all off with the pry bar, move it over, which is just...
You know what? You know when you just have one of them days, or in this case one of them weeks. From the very first moment we arrived Monday morning, this has been one of them headache weeks. Nothing's gone right, there's been a lot of downtime, a lot of head scratching, a lot of rethinking, a lot of screwing, a lot of unscrewing, a lot of nailing, a lot of unnailing. But you know what? At the end of the week, you just brush under the carpet and get on with it. Because all of a sudden, it's time to pack up. Which means going home.
Yep, not gonna lie, it was actually a massive relief to drive away for the weekend and leave it all behind. I think it was lunchtime Monday when things started to go wrong around the porch area, and it kind of snowballed throughout the week. Eventually we kind of got there, so fingers crossed we can pick it up Monday and it's not much of an issue. But it really is so frustrating because every single one of them rafter ties, which have to be fulfilled with nails for obviously building regs, they hold around about 25 to 30 nails. Didn't exactly count, should have done the amount of times I've actually done it. So they only sent a certain amount of nail sleeves for the nail gun, and then after that it's nailing by hand. So the amount of times that we nailed them in, pried them all out, moved them, nailed them back, it was just a nightmare week. And for the first time, it didn't rain all week long, but we just couldn't get moving on the build. Very frustrating indeed. But, you know, as a team, we got through the week. So, fun fact of the week, although it's not exactly a fun fact, it's just a fact. And that fact is, it doesn't matter who you are, how clever you are, how clever your software is, your AI is, whatever, there is always errors in doing things. And it's usually human error. And there was an error on somebody's part in these drawings and working out of this building, which has cost us time. But it doesn't matter, we'll get over it. We're now at the point where
we're kind of getting round the porch system, and it turns out that we now have to raise the porch purling back up again, which is frustrating. Not quite to where it was, didn't need to be as low as it was, but now we've got to raise it back up. And then on Monday morning, we can start afresh after we've raised it back up. There you go, week 5 done. We'll pick it up in week 6, where hopefully things go a lot smoother, but we'll see what Monday brings. So if you like the video, give it one of them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If this is the first time you've watched these videos, then go here and watch video 1, or I've put them all into a playlist for you. Either way, we'll see you on week 6, Wednesday, 5 PM. Enjoy your weekend.